Good evening, hockey fans. For tonight's NHL matchup, your Utah Hockey Club continues their short little road trip in Winnipeg tonight, who they just saw on Monday, playing them the second time this week. This is the third of four matchups this season, Winnipeg winning the first match, and as previously mentioned, Utah taking the second one. Lineups for tonight's game: Utah, Keller, Cooley, Schmaltz on the top line, Selly, Hayton, Doan on the second, McBain, Bukestad, Kraus on the third, Carcone, Stenlin, Kerfoot on the fourth. Carcone in for O'Brien tonight. Mata and Marino on the top D line, Cole Kesselring in for Utah on the second, Valimaki, DeSimone on the third, and Ingram in net tonight. Looking over to the Jets, Connor, Scheifele, and Velarde on the top line, Perfetti, Nemestikov, and Ehlers on the second, Niederreiter, Kupari, Appleton on the third, Barron, Gustafson, and Iafallo on the fourth. Morrissey and DeMello on the top line for the Jets, Sandberg, Pionk on the second, Fleury and Stanley on the third, and Hellebuck in net again against Utah. Utah's going to need to bring their A game tonight. They should be expecting the Jets they saw in November, not the ones they saw earlier this week, as pretty much after that game, everybody in the Jets organization saying that was terrible. We played horrible that entire game. So Utah's going to need to bring their game that they brought last night and over these last few to Winnipeg tonight, prove that even playing their best game, they can still match Winnipeg and hopefully continue this win streak to 4. Opening puck drop. It'll be McBain. And I can't quite see who, but doesn't matter. Tied up at the dot. Both teams still scrambling for it at the dot. It was Kupari on the draw for Winnipeg. He'll take it back into his own zone. He'll give it over as Winnipeg looks to push this into the Utah end. Will end up back behind the net, but it will be an early icing on them. Utah looking to push this win streak to 4 for the first time this season, longest being the 3-game win streak they had to start the season. Not been great with consecutive wins, been very up and down at times for Utah, but it seems over these last few games, rounding into form like they should be. So we'll see if they can keep this up. Left side draw in the Winnipeg zone. This one won back by Winnipeg. Niederreiter with it, trying to get this one up to Sandberg up the right side into the Utah zone. Niederreiter looking for a centering feed. That one goes wide. Shot. That one saved by Ingram. So I try and figure out Fleury, the one to get that shot off. Saw 24 and was trying to figure out who that was. That number didn't look familiar, and that's why Hayden Fleury. I believe Hayden Fleury. It's him or Kale, and I believe it's Hayden. Let me double check that while we wait for puck drop. Yes, it is Hayden Fleury. Left side draw in the Utah zone, tied up against the dot. Utah was able to come away with it. Mata, quick little pass up to Carcone, trying to move this one out of the zone. Winnipeg will push Utah off the puck, and they'll regain it back in their own end. Morrissey, quick little pass over into the corner for DeMello. Looking to get this one up out of his zone. It'll bounce over the Utah line, but Mata there to pick it up. Trying to push this one up to Carcone right side. He'll drop it back for Stenlin, launching it up to Kerfoot. Slows down at the right side boards in the Winnipeg zone. Quick shot from Marino down at the right side point. And that one saved by Hellebuck. 19:01 left in the first now. Shots tied at 1 for both. Winnipeg looking to bounce back from that game they had Monday. I was not able to watch it. If just looking at the score from a Winnipeg team that's been great all season, you could tell something was off. And just afterwards, everybody saying, hey, they played terrible. This was not our game. Winnipeg's going to need to come out tonight and prove that they, just circling words here at this point, going to need to prove that they can bounce back from that and really get something going. Right side draw, Doan and Nemestikov tied up the dot, pushed back in the right side corner. This one, Maselli able to throw this one back to DeSimone, thrown to the net, but that one goes wide. And Nemestikov off to the races now. Moving up right side, he's got Ehlers with him, holds. That one takes a shot and then hits a stick and bounces up into the netting, so play blown dead. 18:43 left in the first now. As long as Utah can play that defensive game they've been playing over the last few games, and really their road defensive game per se, or in other words, their good defensive game, since they cannot seem to translate that back to home, of really just preventing teams from getting into their zone. And if they do, just push them to the outside and keep them there. They've been very good at that when they've implemented that system and actually done it successfully. See if they can do this tonight. Right side draw in the Utah zone, one back by Utah. Bukestad shipping this one up and out of his own zone into the Winnipeg end, where the Jets will regain control. Utah doesn't decide to battle for the puck there. Launched all the way back down by Winnipeg. Will end up behind the Utah net, looking to push this one out the right side, but kept in by Nemestikov, looking to throw this one to Perfetti in front, but pushed off the puck by Cole. Kessler not able to get it, and it'll end up along the left side boards and rocketed over to the right side. Barely kept in there by the Jets. Couldn't quite see by who, but doesn't matter. Back up the other way. Morrissey, a big shot. That one held by Ingram. Doesn't quite gets enough on the first shot, but drops right in front of him. Luckily, Utah pushing anybody off the puck there to prevent any good rebounds. Barron, the one on the rush there on the last attempt to keep that one in the zone. Winnipeg, definitely a lot of offense coming during this first few rush here, which is exactly what you want. You lost 5-2 to these guys earlier this week. You need to come out and make a statement that you're not falling apart in January like you usually do. So if they can keep this offense up and hopefully for them get one in early, should be crucial. Left side draw kept in the Utah zone, tied up behind their own net, but Keller able to get this one up to Cooley, trying to clear it up and out of the zone, but takes a bounce back into the left side corner. Connor trying to get this one back down to the point, but taken away by Schmaltz, moving up the right side into the Winnipeg end, chipped up, trying to get it to Cooley. He's pushed off the puck by DeMello. Schmaltz able to get it back to himself just for a second, though. This one finally pushed out of the zone by Winnipeg. Marino able to get it back in his own zone, chips it up to Cooley. Keller with it, now right side. Slows down the line. He'll drop it for Cooley. Not able to go in with as much speed as he likes. He'll get that one to Schmaltz on the left side. Keller looks for a shot, hits the body, and doesn't go anywhere. Keller able to pick it right back up and neutralize, though. Pass over to Schmaltz, right side. Back finds Keller in front, but unfortunately offsides for Utah, so no rush there for them. 17:07 left in the first now. Shot sitting 2-1 in favor of Utah. In a similar vein to Winnipeg, if Utah can get that offense going early, they've proven over these last few games, I believe they were mentioning pre-show, over the last 3 games, they've only trailed for 4 minutes. So if they can get this offense going early, it seems like that's the game they're playing now, and that'll be crucial. Barron looking to push this one in right side of the Utah zone. Will end up behind the Utah net. DeSimone will get to it first, trying to chip it up to Kerfoot. Takes a bounce. Kept in by Sandberg just for a minute, though. Stenlin able to get it over to Carcone. Great job by Gustafson to push Carcone off the puck there, but Utah still gains possession. DeSimone looking to get this one right side. Kerfoot will chip it in to prevent the icing, but can't do much with it. Sandberg trying to get this one right side. Gustafson tries to receive the pass, but that one bounces up over his stick. Utah chips this one in to prevent the icing, but only one man back on the rush. So Winnipeg back in their own zone with control. Barron, he'll get this one over to Sandberg and dumped over, or to Fleury, dumped over to Stanley. Had the complete wrong defensive line there. Kesselring back down his own left side dot. He'll chip this one up to Hayton, not able to do much with it. Stripped away by the Jets. Moving up the left side. Will be rung around to Niederreiter, or at least it'll try to get to him. Instead, DeMello will find it. Or Pionk will find it, not DeMello. Sandberg for real this time gets this one back over to Pionk. Takes a shot from the right side, hits a body, not able to get much with it. Niederreiter back to Pionk. Quick pass over to Sandberg, left side, takes a shot, but hits a stick and bounces way up into the netting. Play blown dead. 15:48 left in the first now. As I take a moment to see the numbers on the lines that had completely wrong there. Sandberg 54, Pionk 4, Fleury is 24, Stanley is 64, and Morrissey is 44. So all the 4s on defense for Winnipeg tonight. See how many times I mess this up tonight. Left side draw, Utah zone. Bukestad able to win that one back to Marino. He'll give it over to Mata, trying to get this one out of the Utah zone right side, and successfully they will. Chipped up right side into the Jet zone. Nemestikov able to get to it first. We'll give this one over to Ehlers as he launches it out of the Winnipeg zone, but Utah will pick it right back up in their own end. Krause trying to run in with it. Too much pressure in his shot there, so he can't do much with it. Ehlers trying to chip this one out, and he will. McBain will pick it up in neutral ice, though. Up to Marino, gives this one to Kraus, trying to push his way in right side. Gets him, but doesn't have much control of the puck afterwards. Left behind the Winnipeg net with 15:03 left in the first. Kraus with some good pressure there. Morrissey forced to move out quickly. Sandberg trying to get up left side. Will get it in front there to Niederreiter. Big shot from Scheifele. That one hits a stick and bounces up into the netting again. Utah doing a good job defensively of blocking these Winnipeg shots from the point here. Because Winnipeg, I think, seeing over these first few minutes, we're not having great success getting into the Utah zone. So, bottom line, let's just get some pucks at the net, taking those shots from the point. Powerful shots at that. It's been great for them. Utah seeing that, getting sticks in the way, just trying to get it up and over, and so far successfully has. The left side draw in the Utah zone all the way back down. Icing waved off there. Hellbuck will instead grab it in front. As Cooley able to beat both the Winnipeg players back there. 14:41 now left in the first. Shots tied at 2. Utah with an opportunity here off the failed icing attempt. Or failed icing call, I guess, from Winnipeg there. Cooley showing his speed, beating both the players back there. Left side draw in the Jet zone. Winnipeg successfully able to win this one back to really cool any pressure off there. Looking to move it up right side. It's Niederreiter with it. Trying to chip this one up, not able to. Utah regain control. Looking to clear it, won't be able to. Sandberg will keep it in. Pressure along the left side boards. Looking for a pass in front there to Kupari. Back down to the right side point for Pionk. He'll take a shot, but that one goes wide. Niederreiter fighting for it behind the Utah net. Appleton looking to help. Instead, this one gets up to Schmaltz and a pass up to Keller. Moving up the other way, he's got Kesselring with him. Tries to find him, but Sandberg, great defense there to just get in the way of that puck entirely. DeSimone back in the Utah zone with it. Quick pass up to Keller. He'll find Kerfoot, forced to just chip it in as he's all alone. Utah still going for a change. Winnipeg kept in along the left side boards of their zone just for a second. They'll finally able to move it up and out. 13:45 left in the first now. Scheifele trying to deke his way up the left side. He'll find Velarde, takes a shot. That one ends up saved by Ingram, tied up in the left side corner. Carcone trying to move this one out. Get a pass in front to Valimaki. Barely kept in there by Winnipeg, but doesn't matter as Utah's the only one in their own zone. Kerfoot looking to ring this one in left side. Hellbuck will slow behind his own net. Back over to Stanley. Pressured by Hayton. Still Winnipeg's able to regain control. Bad pass neutral ice. Maselli able to pick this one off along the right side boards neutral ice. Utah finally get this one into the Winnipeg end. Finally they will. Up to Maselli, moving up the left side with speed. Tries for a shot from an angle. Completely misses that one. Marino will keep this one in along the right side boards. Winnipeg with great defense to get this one out. Trying to find Scheifele deep at the Utah blue line. Instead it's Connor who will just man it in all on his own. End up behind the Utah net. Marino able to retrieve it. Pressured by Connor, though. Able to still get that one out of the zone cleanly. Chipped into the right side corner of the Winnipeg end. Maselli will get to it first. Pressured back down to the point, trying to get this one up to Doan. Instead, Winnipeg able to poke it back and out of the zone. 12:25 left in the first now. Utah will chip this one in as they go for a change, but all of Winnipeg pretty much back in their own zone. Looking to move this one out right side. Almost doesn't on the first attempt. That one picked off and neutralized by Utah. DeSimone forced to push this one back because he doesn't have too much control of it. Great pressure by Gustafsson there to steal that puck away. Winnipeg with control in the Utah end just for a second, though. That one moved right back out. Morrissey will dump it right back in, though. Ingram looks to slow. He will on the second attempt there, it looked like. Moved out right side of the Utah end. Winnipeg will pick it right back up in their own zone. Nemestikov cutting in through the middle. He'll drop this one back to Perfetti. Trying to find him again. Won't be able to. Chipped up right side. Kraus trying to move it up out of his own zone. He will. McBain lose it on the boards for just a second. He'll dump this one back to the Utah end for Kesselring. Will end up back behind the Utah net. Pressured by Nemestikov. Still able to get this pass up the right side through neutral ice. Utah not able to do much on their first attempt into the zone here as Morrissey has it now. Quick pass over to Ehlers, moving up left side. He's got Perfetti with him, cutting to the middle. Ends up right side, back down to the right side point. Takes a shot. That one goes wide. Keller able to pick it up along the boards. 11-10 now left in the first. Cooley trying to move up out of his own zone. Pressured off the puck, though. Morrissey will dump it right back into the Utah end. Kesselring back with it. Passes this one in his own zone. Quick pass up to Kerfoot, cutting up the right side into the Winnipeg end. Looks for a centering feed. Takes it. Shot there. That one saved by Hellebuck. Stedlin the one to get that shot right in the slot. And finally, we have another whistle in this period. Great rush back and forth between both teams at Winnipeg, I'd say, with the bigger offensive pressure so far. But as it stands, still tied at 0. 10:49 left in the first. We'll see what happens. Still plenty of time in the game for anything. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. $10:49 left in the first, still tied at 0. Looking at the stats here during the break there, though Winnipeg's had the greater offensive pressure, the stats don't really show it. Shots only sitting 3-2 in favor of Utah. Even block shots only sitting 3-2 in favor of Utah. So far, the Utah defense doing a great job of just preventing those big shots from Winnipeg. And even if they are getting them, like I mentioned earlier, getting those sticks in the way, making sure they bounce up into the netting, not letting those ones get down from the point. Right side draw on Winnipeg and one back by them, looking to clear it out left side. Nobody there to grab it, so Utah will keep it in. Shot from the left side point, that one goes wide. Winnipeg looking to clear, won't be able to. Kept in by Simone, trying to find Maselli. Will be tied up along the right side board instead. Gustafson able to get this one over to Stanley. Looking to clear, and they will finally. Rush up by Gustafson, pressured off the puck along the right side boards. It'll bounce back to Stenlin behind the Utah net. Over to DeSimone. He'll find Kerfoot, left back for Stenlin again. Trying to get this one in, but hits Carcone instead. And right back to the Winnipeg. Winnipeg has control of it again off a failed entry there by Utah. Trying to cut this one up through neutralized, not able to. Scheifele will move it back down to his own end. Pressured right at his own blue line, though. Bad pass, and Utah will dump it right back in. Hayton with it. It'll be dumped for Kupari to grab, or Velarde to grab there. Winnipeg pressure in their own corner. Connor able to get this one over. Stanley with it now, looking clear right side. He will. He'll take a bounce up for Velarde. Moving in, he'll cut it over to Scheifele right side. Pass just a little too far, though. Mata able to pick it off. Bad pass from him, though. Connor dumped back down behind the Utah net. Marino able to get enough of it. Maselli pass up to Hayton, and it's up out of the zone. Back over to back to Hayton now. Doan the one with the pass initially. He'll take a shot from the right side that just goes completely wide as Utah goes for a change. Winnipeg back in their own zone. 9:15 now left in the first. Takes a shot from neutral ice. That one saved by Ingram. Here comes Bukestad with it, trying to cut in left side. Pressured off the puck, though. Sandberg able to move this one out right side. Finding Ehlers with it, trying to cut in through the middle, but too much pressure. He'll be forced to dump it instead. Cole will get to it first, giving this one up over to Krause. Kesselring now with it, trying to cut in through the middle. Give it over to McBain right side. Pressured in the right side corner of the Winnipeg end. Able to find Ehlers. Up over to Nemestikov. Morrissey trying to cut in. Finally, he will. Dropped over to Perfetti. Can't get the shot off at all. Stuck in his skates, though. It'll end up back behind the Utah net. Quick pass over to Bukestad, and Utah back in control. 8:25 left in the first now. Shots tied at 3. Trying to move up right side through neutral ice. Very unsuccessful by Utah. They'll get it in on the second attempt, though. Keller trying to just man his way through 2 defenders there. Not able to. Here comes Winnipeg back up the other way. Ehlers with it. He'll fling this one into the Utah end. Takes a bounce right to Valimaki. Able to get this one across in the Utah zone. Marino back with it now. Chipped up by Schmaltz, and that one, or no, won't be chipped up by Schmaltz there. That one will be an icing on Utah. Just barely, though. It's pretty much right at the red line. Utah matching that offensive, ferociousness of Winnipeg so far in the first here of just fighting to keep these pucks in the zone. This is a much better Utah team to watch than some of the earlier games this season, especially at the beginning of this month even, where they would just not fight for the puck after certain amount of dumps or whatever. But this team, great to see this kind of pressure back in them to actually get some points. Right side draw on the Utah end. One back by Winnipeg, but a bad clear. So back in, they'll try on the second attempt here. Connor left back down to the right side point. Sandberg left side with it. Throws it in front. Soft little shot, though. Able to be easily blocked away by Utah. Keller cutting in left side. Looks for Cooley. Long pass. That one whacked out of midair by the Jets there. Here's Scheifele back up the other way. Cutting in left side. I'll leave it for Connor. Passing to the middle. Shot. That one looks like that hits the iron there. Bounces back to Sandberg. Almost looked like that went in. Another shot from the right side point. That one goes wide. Sandberg again with it. Looking to move this one up left side. Connor with it. He'll pass it to himself in the left side corner. Back down to Sandberg. Giving away to Pionk. He'll get a shot that goes wide. Kept in by Scheifele. Moving down the left side. He'll end up at the left side point. Looking for a pass to the right side, but that one picked away by Utah. Able to move this one up out of their own zone, but poke checked right back to Scheifele. Moving up the other way, left side. Trying to cut in, but great defense there by Marino. Just prevents a shot entirely. Shot from the left side point. Both teams digging away in front. Scheifele will pick up the rebound, but another stick in front, and that one bounces up into the netting again. 6:44, I believe, if I read that right. I believe it's 6:44. Yes, 6:44 left in the first now. Winnipeg answering back that Utah pressure, but that defense just not letting them get going so far tonight. We'll see if they can keep this up throughout the night and hopefully at least throughout the period. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. .644 left in the first, still tied at nothing. Shots only sitting 4-3 in favor of Winnipeg so far, but block shots finally updating in favor of Utah now. 7-3 in favor of Utah, proving that defense getting in the way of pucks, really doing a great job of really preventing anything that that was last night, Winnipeg has been able to do tonight. See if they can keep this one up. Right side draw in the Utah zone. One back by them. Looking to push this one out left side. Instead, it'll be taken away by Appleton. Takes a shot. That one's saved by Ingram. It bounced to the left side dot. Kerfoot fighting to regain control. Looking for another pass to Appleton. Kept in at the right side point, though. Long pass in front. Takes a couple deflections, but Utah ultimately the one to dump this one out. We'll end up to Morrissey back in the Winnipeg end. Quick pass over to Ehlers. He'll give it over Left side to or right side to Nemestikov. Shot from the right side point. That one saved by Ingram and pushed back down to him. DeMello a shot. Hits a body in front. Utah able to clear this one. DeMello back with it over to Morrissey. Chipped up to Ehlers. Along the left side boards. Finds Niederreiter behind the net. Trying to get this one back to him, but pressured away by Utah. Kesselring will regain control, but looking to clear, he will. It'll bounce back down to the Winnipeg end for DeMello. Quick pass over to Morrissey. Bounces a little wide. Hayton able to get this one to Maselli right side. Pass across. Whiffs on the shot completely. I believe Doan the one. Maselli a shot. That one goes wide. Kept in along the right side boards by Hayton just for a second, though. Winnipeg able to clear. Kept in by DeSimone and neutral ice. Winnipeg fighting for it. Nemestikov doing a great job and dumped in by Winnipeg powerfully from neutral ice. Perfetti will get to it first, ringing this one around right side boards. Nemestikov trying to get to it, but Maselli, great job pressuring him off the puck. Ends up back down to the Winnipeg end. Perfetti looking to get something on this rush. He'll give it away over to Pionk. Tries to get it in, but that one either offsides or chipped up into the benches. Regardless, play blown dead. 5:10 left in the first now, and shots definitely updating in favor of Winnipeg. 7-3 in favor of them, though still tied at 0. About 5 left in the first. We'll see if one team can take a lead before periods end, or if the start of the second will really be that rush for offense. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break, and it will be short because I talked through like half of it for once. $5:10 left in the first now. Utah doing a great job matching the offense of Winnipeg so far in this first, at least in the offensive zone presence. Shots-wise, they're down by 4, but still tied at 0, so worst places to be in if you're Utah. Especially worst places to be in if you're Utah, considering the last before the last few games when they were back in the homestand, playing terribly against Montreal, New York, and then finally picking it up against Winnipeg, Minnesota over these last few games. Center ice jaw, this one won back by Utah, dumped into the Winnipeg end just for a second, though. Barron able to dump it right back out into the Utah end. Iafallo trying to race in and grab it. Bukestad will move it out of the zone left side, trying to cut into the Winnipeg end. Tied up in the line just for a second. He'll dump it in right side corner. Krause will get to it first. Tied up by Samberg. Not by Samberg, by Fleury. Marino will get this one over to Mata. Throws it from the left side point and will take a bounce into the netting, so play blown dead. 4:38 now left in the first. Utah hoping to find something, I would assume, before this period's end, because that's how it's been over these last few games, is they've taken that early lead and really just held on. Even in times where they haven't had, a lot of offense going, they've held on to that lead. Looking at the second from last night specifically, outshot about 13-3 or something like that, but kept the lead the entire time. Left side draw on the Winnipeg end, one back by Minnesota. One back by Winnipeg just for a second. Utah re-enter. Cooley cutting in the left side with speed. Throws it at the front. Kelly looking for a rebound. Won't find it. Cooley picked right back up. Back down to Kesselring. Throws that one from the point. Saved by Hellebuck. Another shot from Cole hits a body. That one Scheifele able to move this one up and out along the left side boards. Trying to find Connor with it. Kesselring will get to it first, though. Cole dump it back down to the Winnipeg end. Winnipeg trying to move it up right side. Nemestikov, the one trying to. It'll end up back down to the Winnipeg end instead. 3:55 as they wait for a change. Finally moving up with it. Pionk looking for a centering feed there. Will take a bounce on net for Ingram. Holds the puck just for a second, letting Perfetti get dangerously close. Stenlin back in his own zone. Pass across to Marino. In front for Kerfoot. He'll chip it in right side, trying to cut around Ehlers. Instead, it'll be Pionk who gets to it first. Back behind for Sandberg, looking to clear this one out right side. Whiffs on the shot, though. Utah with a centering feed. Nobody there but Perfetti to grab it. Moving back up the other way. Cutting this one over to Ehlers' right side, looking for a centering feed. Won't find it. Kerfoot tied along the right side boards, though. Ehler able to pick this one back up, looking to get this to Fleury back at the point. Won't be able to. Winnipeg back in their own zone, back over to Fleury, cutting in left side with speed, gets deep with it, throws it from an angle, bounce back behind the Winnipeg net, or behind the Utah net. Kapari looking to grab it. Instead, it'll take a bounce up into the netting, it looked like. Play blown dead. 3 minutes exactly left in the third. That's not even the right period. 3 minutes left in the first. Utah with some great offensive chances there on that last rush, especially shots from Kessling down to the point and Cole bouncing back to the left side, seeing if maybe they can catch Hellebuck moving quickly along a line or something. Looking at footage from the bench here, they're showing Scheifele. His hand looks a little messed up. See if that affects Winnipeg going forward. If he heads down to the bench or heads down to the locker room earlier, what happens with him? But it didn't look good. Be a penalty on Utah, it looks like. Looked like that was right off the face-off. Maselli heading to the box for holding. See on the replay here. Yeah, just completely grabs the arm of Appleton. So Winnipeg to the power play. We'll see if they can get something going before the period's end. Be 56 seconds of the period without power play, so most of this in Winnipeg's favor. Although Utah has shown over the last several games a great penalty kill. They have a great penalty kill, been able to not allow a power play goal over these last several. Though now that I've mentioned something, we'll see what happens. Right side draw in the Utah zone, one back by Utah, looking to clear all the way down, and they will. Hellebuck will leave this one back down for Morrissey. His own zone, dump back for Perfetti all the way down to the right side corner. Slows down behind his own net, 1:40 now left. Back up to Morrissey. We'll see if he can get something going on this rush again. Drop back again. Connor with it now, looking to cut up right side. A pass across. Poke checked out of the Utah zone by Kerfoot. Winnipeg will regain control at their own line. 44 seconds. 44, Morrissey with it. Winnipeg still trying to get into the Utah zone. Finally, Ehlers will up the left side. Gets deep with it. Looks for a pass across, and they score. Perfetti, a beautiful feed, a beautiful shot there. And of course, because I mentioned something, Winnipeg takes the early lead. Just an absolute bomb from Perfetti from pretty much the right side dot, deep with it. Winnipeg fiddling for a second outside the Utah zone. Finally, Ehlers able to move up, gets deep with it, and just pretty much cross-ice pass to Perfetti right at the top of the right side dot. Beautiful shot by him. Ingram gets over, but not over fast enough. Perfetti, his 8th of the season. Ehlers and Velarde with the assists, the 27th and 23rd, respectively, for him. So 2:08 left in the first, shot setting 9-4 in favor of Winnipeg, and they now carry the 1-0 lead. Opening draw, one back by Winnipeg, dumped into the Utah zone just for a second. They'll clear this one all the way back down, and that should be an icing, and it will be. So 2:01 back down to the Utah zone we go for the face-off. Utah, as mentioned earlier, only 4 minutes over these last few games of trailing. Not surprising tonight that they would be trailing against the Winnipeg team that definitely needs to play better than they did on Monday. So good to see them get the early lead here. Let's see if they can keep it or if Utah can answer back before the period's end. Right side draw in the or in the Utah zone, one back by Winnipeg. Sandberg trying to cut in with it. That's not Sandberg, that's Stanley trying to cut in. Kept around the right side. Fleury trying to make a move. Instead, it bounces up into the netting. Play blown dead as he's cutting up the left side boards there. Minute 48 now left in the first. Winnipeg definitely looking for that second goal here. If they can manage to find a second one before this period's end, that will be crucial for this. Will put that crucial pressure on the Utah team to get something going into the second. You already need something going. Now you're down one with about minute 48 left in the first. But to have that extra pressure of, oh, now you're down two, that's something Winnipeg's not going to want to give up or give up the chance for. Left side draw, one back by Utah, rung all the way back down. Cooley trying to race for it. Hellebuck will get that over left side. Pushed in by Keller, but would have been an offside, so can't do much with it. Pionk back behind his own net. Pass across to Sandberg, moving up the left side with it. Chips this one in to the Utah zone. Kessering will get to it first, or at least he tries to. Barron with pressure. Minute 20 now left in the first. Iafallo fighting for it along the right side boards. Barron coming in to help. He's got Nemeskov with him as well. He'll take a bounce into the center of the Utah zone, but luckily only Utah players there to grab it. Cooley trying to chip this one up further. Won't be able to. Can't even do much with it there as that one offsides for Utah. Minute 05 left in the first now. Winnipeg up 1-0. Utah trying to at least get into the Winnipeg zone for these last few minutes. Winnipeg smartly killing time along the right side boards there in the last rush. You have the lead. It's only a minute left in the period. No need to get fancy with it. So just killing time is exactly what they need. Right side dot outside the Winnipeg zone. They'll drop this one a second time. Looks like Doan and Scheifele on the draw, so Scheifele back on the ice. We'll see how long he is with that kind of shaky hand he had earlier. Launched all the way back down. Ingram waits for a minute. He'll launch this right side corner of the Utah zone. Finally able to move up and out with it. Hayton, 50 seconds left in the first now. Chips this right side. Doan racing for it. Instead, DeMello will get to it first. Tied it behind the net. He's got Maselli to help. Instead, Scheifele will grab it. Trying to push this one out left side boards. Kept in by Utah. Drop back to Hayton. Big shot from Mata. That one saved by Hellebuck. Kept in by Hayton along the left side boards. Look for a centering feed to Doan. Can't quite get a second shot on that attempt there. Scheifele tied up in the right side corner. Maselli trying to grab this one away. Doan will be the 1-2. It'll be tied up behind the Winnipeg net. 18 seconds. Takes a bounce in front. Nobody able to get a shot off there. Delayed penalty on Winnipeg. So 13.8 with pretty much the entire first two of the second. Utah goes to the power play. A slashing call on Velarde. So Velarde in the scrum behind the net. Both teams fighting for the puck. Velarde the one to come away with a penalty there. 2 minutes slashing against Hayton. So Utah will go into the second with, what is that, about a minute 46 on the power play. Unlikely they do anything in the 13 seconds before the period's end, but not impossible, I guess. Right side draw kept by Utah on the Winnipeg end. Kessering down at the right side point. 5 seconds. Keller looking for one pass across to Doan. Can't get the shot off in time. 2 seconds. And not shockingly, Utah doesn't do much there in the last few seconds. At the end of the first, Winnipeg up 1-0. Shots at the end of the first, 10-5 in favor of Winnipeg and the early lead for them. But Utah starting the second on the power play. We'll see if they can capitalize on it. As it stands now, Winnipeg up 1-0. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. See you back in about 15 for the second. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second period. Winnipeg up 1. Utah starting the second, a minute 46 on the power play. Stats before we head into the second. Shots 10-5 in favor of Winnipeg. Faceoffs sitting 14-8 in favor of Winnipeg. Utah currently 0 for 1 on the power play, but also have a minute 46 left on this one, so still plenty of time to do anything on it. Winnipeg 1 for 1 tonight. Hits 7-6 in favor of Winnipeg, and block shots 7-4 in favor of Winnipeg. Utah's hopefully going to want to get something going here on this power play and not let this Winnipeg lead hold for much longer. Because if they can get something going offensively and cut this lead down quickly, hopefully they can bring the game back in their favor. We'll see what happens. But Winnipeg doing a great job of just getting that offense going all night even. It'll be up to this Utah defense to hopefully continue what they've been doing and shut down Winnipeg when possible. One thing I did notice during the intermission when they were showing some of the replays, the Utah defense has been good tonight. However, it's because they've been sending 2-3 guys on one man, which is fine. It's working clearly. However, in cases where they're not able to poke it away right at the line, then you leave yourself open down, leave one guy open to rush up the side. That's exactly how Winnipeg scored on the power play. If Utah can figure out how to shut Winnipeg down one-on-one, it'll be much better for them. But as it stands now, on the power play, we'll see what happens. Opening draw one back by Winnipeg. They'll just slowly dump this into the Utah end as they try and form a rush here. Here's Keller with it, cutting up over the red line. He'll get this one to Cooley. Right down at the left side point and poked all the way back down by Winnipeg. A minute 25 on the Utah power play now. Left back for Kesselring. He'll dump this one to Keller in his own zone. Up over the red line over to Schmaltz. Chipped over to Doan. All the way back down to Cooley at the left side point. Takes a shot. That one saved. Actually, that hits a body in front. Cooley able to pick it right back up. Tied up along the left side boards. Trying to find Doan with it. Instead, that pass goes way too far all the way back down to the Utah end. 55 seconds now. Kesselring back in his own zone. He'll leave this one back for Keller. Keller over to Schmaltz, cutting in right side, trying to go right through the Winnipeg defense. They're not able to. Utah chipping it up at the blue line. Cooley able to move it in. Back down to Keller. Keller cutting in left side. Drop back down in the slot for Kesselring. Moving in a shot. That one bounces in. Looks like that might have been tipped. Doesn't matter. Takes a shot from Kesselring. It looks like Schmaltz may have actually been the one to tip that one in. As it stands, Utah does successfully convert on this power play opportunity and bring this game back to a tied game. We'll see on the replay here, but great effort by Keller here. He just moves up the left side, drops it right down the slot. Kesselring, excellent effort. I don't know who they're going to give that one to. It's thrown right down through the slot. It might have been Schmaltz. It might have been Kesselring. We'll see who they give it to. That will be Schmaltz's goal, his 10th of the season. Kesselring and Keller with the assist, their 14th and 35th, respectively. Opening draw one back by Utah, dumped into their own zone, trying to push this one up the right side. They'll get it in on the second attempt here. Bukestad dropping that one back to Mata, cutting up right side, looks for a little backhand. That one goes wide. Bukestad trying to fight for it. Looks to push back to the left side point, not able to. Stanley will push it around to Fleury. Will end up in the right side corner. Utah able to regain control. McBain pushed off the puck, though. And Niederreiter trying to get this one out. Kept in by Krause, though. All the way back down to the right side point. It'll end up, the right side corner will end up let me just try that one again. Was in the right side corner. Doesn't matter. Winnipeg able to clear it up, back down, up to their line. Dumped in right side in the Utah zone. Ingram, he'll get this one over to Marino. Gets hit, but it'll bounce back behind their own net. They'll keep control, looking to clear this one out right side, all the way down to the Winnipeg zone. Cleared too well, though. That one an icing on Utah. So Utah does successfully do exactly what they need to do on that power play, which is cut that lead back down to a tied game. So nice job for Schmaltz there. Kesselring, a great effort on that goal. Just patiently waits, gets into the slot, gets as deep as he can before he takes that shot. Doesn't let Hellebuck have any time to block that shot. Right side draw in the Utah zone, one back. Marino now with it, trying to move this one out left side. Will find McBain, but it'll take a bounce and bounce over to Winnipeg as McBain's not able to hold down that pass. Morrissey circling his own zone. Great pressure there by Maselli. Doan able to strip this one away and neutralize. Mata, who'll give this one back over to Marino. Marino launches this one right side. Hellebuck looks so slow, not able to. Maselli racing for it. Had DeMello fighting for it as well. Doesn't matter. Winnipeg able to clear this one out of their zone. Utah back down with it. Trying to get a pass across. Here's Velarde with a steal. Will be an offsides, though, just barely, as Scheifele trying his best to keep that one onside, but not able to on the attempt there. 17-11 left in the first now. We heading to commercial? I can't tell. Additionally, if anybody didn't see, nope, we're not heading to commercial. Waiting for the confirmation on the trade. Oh, now it's Jack Drury and not. Rantanen and Hall look to be on their way to Carolina, still waiting on the full confirmation for the full deal there. Kirkoni cutting into the Winnipeg and gets a shot on net, but that one's saved by Hellebuck. Was Kokaniemi in that deal, but now they're saying it's Drury, so we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Definitely big pickup there for Carolina. We'll see if this is the push they need. As for this game, the more important one of the hour, Winnipeg zone, left side draw, one back by Utah, but they'll do this one again. It'll be Stenlund and Kupari on the draw, unless someone gets kicked out during this cut here. If we could cut away from Hellebuck. 17-04, and right back to Schmaltz on the bench. There we go. This drop successful. Winnipeg will win this one back in their own zone. A little passing around. Pionk with it, cutting up over the red line. Forces dump this one in right side. Ingram looking to slow. It'll end up along the left side boards for Utah. Bad pass and neutralized, though. Picked away. Now Pionk with it. Throws that one at the net. Ingram able to stop it. Not able to hold that one down. Kept in left side point by Winnipeg. Throws it in front. Saved by Ingram. Looking for any rebounds there. Not able to. Perfetti fighting for it. Sten will dump it back behind the Utah net. Kesselring will get to it first. Looking to clear this one out right side. Bad pass. Ehlers able to keep it in just for a second, though. He's not able to hold down that pass. Kerfoot will dump it into the Winnipeg zone just for a second. They'll clear it right back out. Back up the other way. Pass across to Perfetti. Trying to get something on the right side. Too much pressure, though. I'll give this one to Ehlers back down to the left side. Shot looked like Scheifele there. That one's saved by Ingram. Held up in the right side corner. Back down to DeMello at the point. Hits the stick of Schmaltz. That one bounces out of the Utah zone. Keller with it. Up to Schmaltz right side. Chip back behind the Winnipeg net. DeMello able to push this one around to the left side boards. Cooley trying to fight for it. Instead, Morrissey will move out with it. Pass up through neutral ice. Winnipeg trying to get this one in left side. It's Connor with it, and so it'll end up in the right side corner for Cooley. Trying to find Schmaltz, not able to hold that pass down. Winnipeg will pick up control again. Scheifele cutting up over to Velarde. Trying to find that one to Connor, not able to. It'll bounce back. Scheifele will regain control. Cutting right side in the Utah zone. Back down to the point for DeMello. Throws it in front. It's off a little shot there. Ingram able to pick that one up, and he'll hold for the save. 15-24 left in the second now. Shot sitting 12-7 in favor of Winnipeg. Utah doing a good job offensively after that goal on the power play, which makes sense. You cannot let Winnipeg get a lead, which they've proven tonight. Once Winnipeg had that lead, they did a great job of just shutting down Utah defensively in those last few minutes of the first. Into the second, having that power play. We'll see if they can continue up that offensive pressure they have been throughout the period, or if Winnipeg's able to answer back. Right side draw in the Utah zone, one back by Winnipeg, but not able to hold it in the zone. Krause racing for it to the left side corner. Will get to it first, looking for a centering feed, won't find it. Barely kept in the line there. Here's Bukestad left side with it. Tries to get a pass over to Marino, not able to hold that pass in though. Marino back in his own zone, 15-05. That's Mata, not Marino on those attempts. Dumped into the Winnipeg end. Hellebuck will leave this one back for Fleury. Dumped in the left side corner. Nobody's skating that way, but no Utah players around. Back to Fleury in the right side corner. He'll clear it out the right side this time. Iafallo will grab it. Great job by Valimaki to get this one away from him. Up to Mata. Now McBain with it, cutting in left side, trying to get a pass over to Bukestad. We'll take a bounce to the left side corner. So he goes for a change. Both teams digging away at it. Doan in to help. Iafallo as well. Fleury able to get this one up and out of the zone. Stanley, he'll dump this one in the Winnipeg end as they go for a change. Valimaki will pick it up, looking for a pass out of his own zone. He'll find it. Up to Hayton, cutting up the middle with speed. Can't get a shot off. Forced right side. Niederreiter doing a great job picking that puck away from him. Dumped up right side. Appleton racing forward. Will end up right side corner of the Utah zone. Appleton bounced off his stick there. Couldn't grab it on the first attempt. Niederreiter will grab it instead. He'll get it right to him. Back down at left side point. Now over to Pionk. Throws this one. That goes wide. Looks for a rebound there. Almost has a shot off the goal off the deflection there. But that one just wide of the net. Utah back up out of their own zone. Doan forced to dump it. With 13:40, Winnipeg will regain control, and they'll slow this one down in their own zone as they go for a change. Stenlund with pressure, though. Pionk can't hold behind his own net forever. Looking for a pass through neutralized, forces to dump it. Ingram will slow it behind his net. Over to Cole, right side in the Utah zone. Skating down in his own line, looking for a pass into the Winnipeg end. It'll bounce back behind for Hellebuck. He'll get this one to DeMello. Up to Nemestikov, who can't quite get it on the first attempt. Bounces back to DeMello. Winnipeg able to push this one in right side. Ingram back with it now. Waits for a second. Launches this one. Kept in by DeMello, though. Pass across to the left side. Drop for Ehlers. Big shot there for Fleury, it looked like. Shot goes wide. Kept in by Winnipeg. Ehlers cutting in front with it. Too much pressure in the slot, though. Can't get that shot off. Kerfoot doing a great job fighting for it in the left side corner of the Winnipeg zone now. As he waits for the rest of the Utah players to get in the zone with him. Doesn't matter as Perfetti's able to pass this one up the right side boards for Nemestikov back into the Utah end. 12:33 left in the second now. Ehlers racing for it. Him and Valimaki fight. He'll end up in the left side corner. Rung all the way back down to the right side. Cooley able to pick it up and moving up out of his own zone. Cutting in, he's got Carcone with it. Drops it back to him. Takes a shot right into Samberg. Looks a little shaken up after that one, but he skates off on his own. Connor enters the right side of the left side of the Utah zone with it. Bounces to the right side now for Scheifele. Back down to the point for Pionk. Takes a big shot. Looks for a rebound there. Won't find it. That initial shot saved by Ingram. Utah able to regain control. They'll clear this one back down to the Winnipeg line. Connor moves this one back over the Utah end quickly. Looks for a pass to Velarde. Won't find it. Utah doing a great job of just preventing that pass entirely. Here comes Marino up the left side. Slows at the left side point. That one poke checked away out of the Winnipeg zone, but Utah will dump it right back in. Can't do much with it, as that would have been offside, so Winnipeg will slow it just for a second. Moving back to the Utah end. Iafallo cutting up the left side, looking for anything in front. Won't find it. Takes a bounce back to the left side corner. Scheifele back down to the right point for DeMello. Takes a shot. Too many bodies in front. Utah able to clear it just out of their own line. They'll move it back in themselves, but with control. Winnipeg goes for a change. I believe both teams do. Takes a bounce in front. Oh, just an unfortunate bounce there for Utah. As it looked like Winnipeg looking to dump this one in right side, instead of ringing around the boards, just takes a bounce completely into the front. Ingram not expecting that, and Winnipeg has the lead back. Just unfortunate. Nothing you can do about that if you're Ingram. See on the replay here. Yeah, just takes a bounce into the corner, complete open net for Winnipeg there. Nothing you can do if you're Ingram. That second Winnipeg goal, that will be Gustafsson. That will be his first of the season. DeMello with an assist, his 8th. So unlucky bounce for Utah there, 11-12 left in the second. We'll see if they can get that momentum back in their favor now. Hopefully not let that build anything for Winnipeg. Appleton will take a quick shot from the right side, and that one bounces up into the netting. Play blown it dead. Winnipeg regains the lead with 11:05 left in the second. We'll see if Utah can answer back. Before we head to commercial, the trade finally confirmed and finished up. Going to Carolina, Rantanen and Taylor Hall. Going to the Avs, Natchez and Drury. going to Chicago, a 2025 third. Chicago will also be retaining half of Rantanen's contract. That is 4.625 million. So nothing like a blockbuster trade during a game that doesn't even matter for our purposes, but still need to see regardless. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 11:05 left in the second. Jets up 2-1 off an unlucky bounce off the corner boards there. Utah's going to just need to get that momentum back in their favor. It was pretty evenly matched before that goal goes in, so we'll see if they can get that back hopefully soon, because Winnipeg proving if they get the momentum, it's all their game. Shots sitting 14-7 in favor of Winnipeg, looking at second specifically 4-2 Winnipeg. Once we cut away from Scheifele on the bench, who's looking better after taking that shot to the hand in the first. So skating fine and still out there for normal shift. So good to see that. Right side draw in the Utah zone. One back by Winnipeg. DeMello takes a shot that hits the skate of Krauser. Loses a stick, so without one. Big shot from the left side point there by Fleury. Looks like Appleton shaking up right in the slot. Play still going though. DeMello right into the slot with it. Takes a shot that hits Bukestad. He'll clear this one around to the right side, looking to move it out of the zone. Is Appleton able to get to the bench? Big shot from Iafallo, fresh from the bench, takes a shot in front. Kupari able to put this one in. I wonder if this one's coming back, though. Yeah, they're signaling no goal, which is about what I figured there. That shot pretty much bounces in front to Ingram. Ingram falls down, multiple players just kind of on it, and then slides out to find Kupari. But doesn't matter. That one waved off. No goal. And no review needed this time, which is nice. Yeah, big shot there. It's just Niederreiter just kind of falls in front. Well, no, that one would have been goaltender interference. We'll see if Appleton's all right. He looked very shaken up there off blocking a shot. Although they're not showing him. They're showing the ref talking with the Winnipeg bench, I'm sure, about the goal waved off there. So instead of a review that takes 4 minutes, it'll just be these guys talking for 4 minutes instead. I think even if that one was to have counted, that one easily could have been a goaltender interference challenge for Utah. Would have believed won by them regardless, so it wouldn't have mattered even if it did count. 10:37. Finally, we get the puck back in play. Left side draw in the Utah zone. One all the way back. Or one by Utah, dumped all the way back down. Carcone able to get to it first. He'll find Kerfoot, ringing this one around to the right side point. Nobody there but Winnipeg to grab it. Back up the other way. Looking for a pass over to Perfetti. He'll deke it around to himself. Big shot there by Ehlers. That one goes wide. Bounces back behind the Utah net. Kessling looking to clear, not able to. Kept in by Morrissey. Pressured along the left side boards. Looking for a pass down to the point. Won't find it. It'll bounce out of the zone. Instead, Winnipeg back in their own zone with it. Pass up to neutral ice. Trying to find a left side pass there to bounce all the way back down behind the Utah net for an icing. 9:57 left in the second. Shot sitting 16-7 in favor of Winnipeg. Utah definitely needs to get this momentum back in their favor. You can tell over these last few minutes they have just not been the same. They haven't had that same kind of rush to them that they did before that goal went in, which is understandable. A goal like that would drag you down, but against a Winnipeg team that you faced earlier this week and beat pretty well earlier this week, you know they're going to be the top of their game tonight. You can't let anything drag you down. Left side draw in the Winnipeg zone. Doan with it. Great fight from him to keep this one in the zone. Pass to Maselli deep with it. Behind the Winnipeg net for Hayton. He'll keep control just barely, though, trying to get a short little pass over to Maselli. Nemestikov doing a great job cutting this one up. Tied along the left side boards. Mello will get to it first behind the Winnipeg net. Ends up right side corner. Doan able to slow it down. He'll pick it back up. Pressured by Morrissey against the boards. Can't do much. Be kept down at the right side point by Marino. Over to Mata. Big shot from him. Goes wide looking for deflection from Hayton. Won't find it. Hellebuck will hold. It's a bit of a scramble there in front for a second, but Hellebuck able to keep control of it, and he'll hold for the save. 9:20 left in the second. Winnipeg doing a great job of keeping this momentum in their favor. Although Utah on this last rush here, proving if they can get in the zone, they can do something with it at the very least. We'll see if they can get, a little more going, which would be better for them. Hopefully some better shots and some zone time that isn't just hope you can grab it behind the net. But we'll see. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. .940 left in the second. Winnipeg up 2-1. Quick addendum with the Rantanen goal. Trade. Colorado also receiving a second and fourth, though not specified which years. Utah definitely needs to get their heads back in the game after taking that unlucky bounce to go back down one. They just have not been the same, which is not good against a very strong Winnipeg team, which has proven all night, even through the first. If they can get in the zone, they will get shots, and they will put them on net very easily. Left side draw on the Winnipeg end, tied up in the left side corner just for a second. Model dance at the line with it, looking for pass up to the slot. Goes all the way back down to Cooley. He'll cut down to the left side. Back to Mott at the point. Tries to throw that one in front. Rebound there from Keller. Another rebound. That one goes wide by Schmaltz. Kept in along the left side boards. Cooley racing for it. He'll get this one to Keller. Trying to fight for it. Schmaltz to swing in and grab it instead. Back down to Marino. Over to Mata, left side point with a big shot from Cooley. That one right into the glove of Hellebuck. He'll hold for the save. 8:46 now left in the second. Shot setting 16-11 in favor of Winnipeg. This is this is exactly the type of rush that Utah should be having. You're down one, you need to get the momentum back in your favor. Digging at rebounds, fighting for the puck, keeping in the zone. This is what you should be seeing. When Utah's needed to play good, this is how they've played. So getting that back in their game is great to see. Keeping it up's a different thing, but at least if you can get on a few rushes right now, preferably you maintain it, but bottom line, at least you have it. Left side draw in the Winnipeg zone. Kupari Bukestad on the draw. This one won back by Winnipeg. Tied up in the right side corner. Kesselring doing a great job pushing Winnipeg off the puck there, but Appleton able to push it out of the zone. All the way up for Kupari. Racing with it. Left side in the Utah zone. Takes a shot. That one goes wide. Niederreiter looking for a bounce there. Won't find it. Tied up along the left side boards. Pushed around right side. Trying to get trying to get that one to Appleton, not able to. Utah will clear. Winnipeg will pick it right back up their own line, dumping it right back into the Utah zone. Anger behind the net with it, pushing it to the right side. Finds Krause, able to get this one up and out of the zone. McBain with it, cuts in right side of the Winnipeg and can't quite control it. Hellebuck will come out just for a second. Niederreiter back behind the net with it now as he'll hold and slow this one down as he goes for a change. Fleury with it. Quick little pass across and dumped in to the Utah zone. DeSimone will get to it first. Long pass up. Carcone will grab it. Not able to hold it as well as he'd like, but still he'll dump it into the Winnipeg end. Great pressure there by Gustafson. Kerfoot almost picks that one from behind the Winnipeg net, not quite able to. Around to Valimaki, held up left side board, so push it back to Kerfoot behind the Winnipeg net. Looking for a centering feed, won't find it. Instead, this one poke checked away to Gustafson, tied up on the left side corner. Utah fighting to keep this one in, doing a great job at it. Carcone trying to get this one to Kerfoot, still tied up in that left side corner. Finally, it takes a bounce out. Iafallo able to clear it back down to the red line. Valimaki will grab it first. Utah looking to quickly put this one back in. It'll be dumped as they go for a change, at least partially. Winnipeg looking to get this one out of their own zone. Kesselring will keep it in instead. Kesselring right side with it, throws it at the front. That one goes wide instead. Kept in by Cole. Trying to find Kerfoot behind the net. Too much pressure from Morrissey there. They'll let it ring all the way around. Maselli back down at the point with a great poke check away by Iafallo, the one there. Thought that was Mescott, but nope, Iafallo the one to poke that one out. Utah on a second rush here. Maselli racing in. Morrissey will get to it first, though. Doan with pressure as well. Doesn't matter. Is Winnipeg able to push this one back down to the Utah end? Takes a bounce on net. Ingram, he'll just hold this against the side of his pad for the save. 6:22 left in the second. Shot sitting 17-10 in favor of Winnipeg. Utah with a great opportunity, great. Let me try that one again. Utah with some great rushing opportunities there, but that Winnipeg defense just tying them up in that left side corner and behind the net. So at least Utah's getting into the zone, which is a better step in the right direction of regaining control of this game. But you have to battle through that defense that pretty much did effortlessly pushed you into that corner, pushed you behind the net, not letting you get anything in front. We'll see if they can battle through it. Left side draw, Utah zone. Winnipeg looking to get this one back. They'll keep it in just for a second, though. Pionk not able to do much with it. Instead, it'll be dumped back behind the Utah net. Ingram trying to get this one up over to Keller, dumped all the way back down to the Winnipeg end for the icing. It's back down to the Utah zone again. We'll see if Winnipeg can do a better job off this face-off of at least keeping it in the zone, maybe getting something going. Although at the same time, you're up one. You have the lead bottom line. If you can at least keep it in the Utah zone, kill time for them. 6:08, left side draw, Utah zone. Perfetti, Schmaltz, this one wasn't backed by Schmaltz. It'll be dumped over to Marino. He'll find Keller on the right side corner. Up to Mata. Back over to Schmaltz, cutting in with it. He'll leave this around. Cooley will get to it first. Looking for a centering feed. Keller will find it. Back over to Cooley down the left side point. Dancing up the line with it, cutting into the slot with it. Takes a shot. That one goes wide. Looked to be blockered away there by Hellebuck. Loses a stick just for a second. Regains control of it. Utah, some tricky passing through the zone. Dropped for Keller left side, circling with it. Pushed back down to the point, but out of the zone. So Utah will have to re-enter and try this one again. Keller cutting in through the middle. Pass across to Schmaltz. Circling net left side, looking for a centering feed. Bounces in front, but Hellebuck able to make the easy stop. 5:19 left in the first. Utah doing a better job of staying in the Winnipeg end, but still that defense keeping them to the outside. And if they're not to the outside, they're just not letting you get those shots off entirely. See if Utah can battle through this and tie this up before period's end, or if they'll have to go into the third down one or greater. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 5:19 left in the second. Utah down one. The third and final addendum to that Rantanen trade. The picks Avalanche are receiving a 2025 second and a 26 fourth round. So that all finally squared away. Back to the game at hand. Utah with some great opportunities in the I was going to say Avalanche. That's the wrong team entirely. In the Winnipeg zone over these last few rushes, but just the Winnipeg defense doing a great job of just shutting Utah down. We'll see if they can battle back through it and hopefully tie this one up before period's end. Left side draw, one back by Utah. We'll take a shot in front. Shot in front will take a bounce. Cooley looking for one from an angle, won't find it. Mata back over to Keller left side, ringing this one to Cooley. He'll move left side corner now, trying to find Keller in front with it, won't be able to. Winnipeg trying to push it right side corner. Bad news, Keller's there to pick it up instead. Schmaltz fighting to keep it back behind the net. Mata trying to find Cooley again, tied up along the left side boards. Mata racing in to grab it, leaves the left side point open. Just for a second, though, Keller able to reach in and grab it. Looks like that one, it'll be a penalty drawn. Looks like on Winnipeg. Yes, it'll be on Winnipeg. So Utah back to the power play. DeMello heading to the box. Looked to be for an interference, and it will be. 2 minutes against Cooley. So Utah with a golden opportunity here. Down one. They've been in this situation before. 4:43 left in the second. Down one on the power play. They need a goal. No better time than now to get it. At the same time, Winnipeg doing a great job of just pinning Utah down behind their own net. Letting Utah get in the zone, but pinning them back and just forcing them to push that left side corner, right side corner. Left side draw, one back by Utah. Maselli with it at the left side point. Takes a shot, that one saved by Hellebuck. It'll bounce back down. Kept in at the line, though, by Marino. Marino back to Maselli. In the middle for Krause. Throws this one. Another save by Hellebuck. Maselli trying to get this one back to Krause. Won't be able to. And Winnipeg able to push this one all the way back down to the Utah end. 4:15 left in the second. A minute and a half left in the Utah power play now. Here's Maselli with it. Over to Hayton. Cutting this one in left side for Kesselring. Pressed up against the boards, though. Can't do much with it. Winnipeg looking to clear, and they will all the way back down. Minute 15 left in the Utah power play now. Marino back behind his own net. 3:50 left in the second. Here's Hayton over to Maselli, cutting up over the red line. Finds Krause with it. Can't hold that pass down, though, as Morrissey is able to clear this one. Winnipeg looking for a shorthanded rush here. 2-on-2. Tries to find it in front. Won't find that tip, though. Utah able to keep this a one-goal game. Won't let a shorthanded rush there. Hayton will find Doan at the line. Pass over to the right side for Schmaltz. Deep with it, I believe Maselli over to Schmaltz. 35 seconds left. Kesselring in the slot. Holds shot right into the stomach of Hellebuck there as he'll hold for the save. 3:15 left in the second. 32 seconds left in the Utah power play. Utah doing a good job of when they get in the zone. Oh, it was Cooley on the rush there, not Maselli. Getting that first power play unit out there fully. Once Utah's getting in the zone on this power play, some great shot opportunities, but however, you are facing Hellebuck, you do have to, though they battled good against him on Monday, this is still Hellebuck we're talking about. You're going to have to put some quality shots and, maybe hope for a bounce here or there. Left side draw, Winnipeg zone, one back by Winnipeg, looking to clear, and they will. 25 seconds left on the Utah power play now. 3:05 left in the second. Here's Kesselring cutting up with it. Bad drop pass. Connor able to steal this one away. Looking for a shorthanded. Won't find it. Great rush by him. It was 4-on-1. Keller racing back up the other way. Drops it for Kesselring. In the middle for Schmaltz. Trying to get that one over to Cooley. Won't be able to. 2 seconds. Winnipeg back on the rush the other way. That penalty killed off. DeMello fresh from the penalty box. Takes a shot. That one saved by Ingram. He'll hold any other shots back. Cooley able to push this one around. Will end up over to Mata, right side in his own zone. Cooley, a quick little pass up to Schmaltz. He'll dump it as he goes for a change. 2:22 left in the second. Score 2-1 in favor of Winnipeg. Here they come, cutting up the left side with speed. Throws that from an angle. Ingram doesn't quite know where that ends up just for a second. Stanley able to keep this one in. Round 4. Ehlers, it looks like, trying to find Connor in front with it. Can't. He shot for Niederreiter. That one goes wide. Picked up by Morrissey. He moves down the right side with it. Back to Stanley. Not able to move up the line with the puck, though. Kerfoot up to Stenlin. Tied up in the left side corner, I should say, with it. Morrissey fighting for it, and Stanley fighting for it as well. Stenlin doing a great job of just keeping this in the Winnipeg end as he waits for help. By that I mean, can we cut away from the angle there we go. That's not just in the corner, so we can actually see what's happening. Finally, it'll take a bounce over to the right side corner. Morrissey will get to it first, looking to clear this one out. Will on the second attempt there. Would have been a much longer pass, but hit the stick of the Utah player there. Looks to be Carcone, the one that hit there. Minute 20 left in the second. Carcone cutting up through neutral ice, poke checked away, not able to do as much as he'd like on that first attempt. Dumped in by Stenlin, long pass away by Winnipeg, and then bounces all the way down for an icing. Minute 09 left in the second. Shot sitting 20-14 in favor of Winnipeg, up 2-1. Utah with some good chances on the power play rush that just happened, and then over these last few minutes afterwards, just that Winnipeg defense really preventing anything. And then at the same time, Winnipeg offense answering back in spades of just keeping it in the Utah zone, not letting them get anything there. Left side draw in the Winnipeg zone, one back by Utah, but missing the pass at the line, so all the way back down to Utah, and they'll re-enter Schmaltz with it. Trying to find Keller on the right side boards, won't be able to. Winnipeg back up the other way. Cutting up the left side, Nemestikov with it, trying to find Appleton in front, won't be able to. It'll be tied up in the left side corner. 45 seconds left, looking for a centering pass to clear it, instead kept in by Winnipeg. Cooley back with it, right side boards in his own zone. 38 seconds. Utah finally able to get this one up out of their own zone, chipped up for no icing. Hellebuck will leave it back behind his own net. 28 seconds. Winnipeg back up the other way. It's I follow with it. Pass over to Appleton. Slows at the right side point. Looks for a deflection in front. Won't find it. That one saved by Ingram. Hayton now with it. Trying to chip it up in the middle. Nobody there. Krause will grab it. He'll just dump this one in right side corner. Bukestad racing to grab it first. Instead, Hellebuck will dump it. Hellebuck will dump it right side corner. Doesn't matter. Winnipeg able to clear this one back down to the Utah end. 3 seconds. And that will be the end of the second. Final shots at the end of the second, sitting 21-14 in favor of Winnipeg. Looking at the second specifically, 11-9 in favor of Winnipeg. So off a lucky bounce, Winnipeg takes the lead back takes the lead back, going 2-1. Utah playing much better in the second half of that period compared to the first. However, at the end of the day, they are still losing. Still 20 minutes to play. We'll see what happens. As of now, Winnipeg up 2-1. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. See you back in 15 for the third. Welcome back. So we're ready to start the third. Winnipeg up 2-1. Looking at stats before we enter the third, shot setting 21-14. First, it was 10-5 in favor of Winnipeg. And second, 11-9 in favor of Winnipeg. Face-off sitting 23-17 in favor of Winnipeg. Utah 1 for 2 on the power play so far tonight. Winnipeg 1 for 1. Hits 18-9 in favor of Winnipeg, and block shots 11-10 in favor of Utah. Additionally, giveaways are 17-15 in favor of Winnipeg, so could be just a lot of open ice passes being missed, or additionally something pointed out, failed to dump and chase attempts could be counted as giveaways, so that could inflate the numbers. Looking at the game as it stands, Utah really needs to get it together over this next 20 here. They did good over the last 5 to 7 of the third, but definitely after the third of the second. After that, helps if this is down. Good Lord. Good Christ. Utah definitely needs to get going over this last period here. Over the last few minutes of the third, they were playing better, but after that, God did it again. After the second, they were playing good. That goal went in. They started playing bad. We'll see if they can get it together. Good Lord. Bukestad in the Utah zone trying to cut this one out right side. It'll be dumped into the Winnipeg zone, left end. And McBain will get to it first time from the left side corner. Bukestad coming in to help, not able to do much though. Winnipeg will regain control. Niederreiter cutting up the left side will launch this one in. Ingram looking to slow, will take a bounce in front. Winnipeg looking to kind of throw that one in, not able to. Utah poke it away just in time. Krause looking to get this one out of the zone. He will, but Winnipeg will pick it right back up and neutralize. Morrissey with it. He'll dump it left corner. Or at least he'll try to. Keller will stop this one right at the line. Long pass up to Schmaltz, right corner of the Winnipeg zone. Will bring this one all the way around. Nobody at the left side point to keep it in, so Marino will grab it along the right side. Pass into the middle for Mata. Trying to get that one over to Keller, not able to. Here's Connor up the other way. Left side with it. He'll find not Schmaltz. He'll find Scheifele in front, not able to get that shot off as well as he'd like. It'll be bounced out of the Utah zone. Utah able to move up with it. Keller, long pass over to Marino, right side. Moves in deep with it. Back down to Hayton at the slot. Takes a shot. Beautiful. Bar down, and it's in. Utah ties this one up off a absolute bomb from Hayton. Just moves in slow. Bar down, top left corner. And this one tied up early in the second, tied up early in the third, echoing the second. Yeah, Hayton just moves in, has all the time in the world in the slot. Keller, long pass across to Marino. He drops this one back, leaves that perfect shooting lane open for him. Hayton, his 12th of the season. Marino and Keller with the assists, their second and 36th, respectively. Shut up, Cruiser. This one dumped into the Winnipeg zone, trying to get this one out right side. It'll be tied up along the line just for a second, but that one called offsides. Echoing the start of the second, Utah able to tie this one up early in the period. Good to see him get that momentum. It's just keeping that momentum, which they did, in fairness, during the second until that goal went in. So hopefully this is what kind of sets the sails right for Utah. It's a quick little draw outside the zone, but that one dumped in for an icing. So back down to the Utah zone, we will go for the faceoff. 18:25 left in the third. Shot setting 21-15 in favor of Winnipeg. Because as long as Utah can, from this point on, as long as Utah can match Winnipeg, you're no longer trying to build back from a deficit. Now you're tied. Bottom line, just keep it in the zone. Play like Winnipeg does. Get it into their zone. And just, keep it there. It's a strategy that's worked before. It's a strategy that's worked against Utah. Left side draw. It was a left side draw in the Utah zone. This one back. Cleared out of the zone. Not able to do much with it. Utah able to dump it into the Winnipeg end. Sandberg in the corner. Pass up to Perfetti. He'll give this up to Nemestikov. Cutting up over to Perfetti. Drops this one back. Or at least it looked like he was gonna. Instead, he'll bring this one around to the right side for Maselli. Trying to clear this one all the way down to Kerfoot. Not quite able to. It'll be Sandberg back in the Winnipeg zone to grab it. 17:47 left in the third now. Cutting up the left side with speed. Sandberg circles the net right side, drops this one back down to the point for Fleury. Shot that one goes wide, held or kept out by Ingram. Both teams fighting for behind the Utah net. Valimaki able to get to it first. Trying to push this one out right side. He will get it up to Maselli, but he won't keep control of it. Fleury back in the Winnipeg zone with it. Tips this one up. Not able to do much on the first attempt there as Utah able to clear this one right back out. Carcone racing for it. Can't quite get much, or can't quite get going there to grab it. Winnipeg will grab it right back. Chipped up to Gustafson as he tries to get this one in. Not able to. Utah regain control in their own zone. They'll hold behind the net and hold behind the net, slowing this puck down as they go for a change. Both teams will take advantage of this. 16:45. Cole behind his own net, still holding, waiting for it. He's got Niederreiter in front with pressure. Finally, he'll push this one out right side. He'll find Kesselring all the way back down with it. He'll ring this down behind the Winnipeg net. Hellebuck will leave this one for Morrissey. Quick pass up to Gustafson, moving up with it. Drops the pass back. Morrissey with it, throws this one in front, looks for a deflection. That one almost goes in, but doesn't. All the way back down to Mello. He'll push this one to the left side point of the Utah zone, but then that one moved right back into the Winnipeg end. Morrissey, he'll leave this one back behind the Winnipeg net for Sandberg. 16:05 left in the third now. Still tied at 2. Shots still sitting. 21-15. Winnipeg, in an attempt to clear, almost trapped in their own zone with it, but luckily able to prevent that. Trying to push this one up left side board. Scheifele passing the middle for Velarde. Takes a shot. That one hits a body in front. Will go into the right side corner. Pushed left side boards. Both teams dig away at it. It'll take a bounce in the middle. Here's Utah back up the other way. It's Keller over to Cooley. Throws this one to Keller. Just lets that one slide completely into the right side corner. Kept in by DeSimone. Throws this one in front. Looks for a rebound. Won't find it. Great defense there by, I believe, Sandberg to push this one out of the way. Velarde up to Connor. Connor gets that one over to Scheifele. That shot goes wide. All the way back down to the Winnipeg end. Looking to push this one in quickly. They will, but they do it too well for the icing. 15-11 left in the third now. Both teams just exchanging rushes, similar to, I believe it was during the first when both teams just kind of equally matched. One would go up the other end, get a couple shots, and then right back the other way. It was during the first because it was the kind of that 10-minute block to start the game where both teams just back up the other way. One way, not getting much on net. So now with the game tied again, hopefully we'll see more of this kind of equally matched rush back and forth. It was a left side draw in the Winnipeg zone, one back by Winnipeg. They'll cut this one into the Utah zone. Not able to get much with it, though. It'll be dumped back behind the net. Cole with it. He'll leave this one up for Hayden. He'll ring this one around. Hellebuck looking to slow, not quite able to as well as he'd like. It'll be dumped back behind the Utah net. Hayden not able to grab it. It'll be dumped back to the right side boards. Doan, a quick shot. That one goes wide. Kept in along the right side boards by Cole. Ringing it around. Kept into Kesselring. Over to Doan, trying to keep this one alive in the corner. He will. Back down to Maselli at the right side point. Circling with it. Trying to cut into the middle. Big shot from Krause into the slot. That one goes wide. Winnipeg able to retrieve. 14-22 left in the third now. Nemestikov, quick pass up to Ehlers, cutting in around left side. Drops this one back to Perfetti, hoping that Ingram would move around in the shot there. Looking for a quick little bounce, and they find it. Perfetti able to tap this one in, and it's 3-2 Winnipeg. Just a quick little shot from the point there. Ingram makes the initial save, but Winnipeg able to put that puck right onto the stick of Perfetti. Just a quick little tap in for him. We'll see on the replay here. That nice play, hoping for Perfetti to push that one. Throws it in front of Nemestikov, able to tip that one over to Perfetti. So Winnipeg regains the lead in the third here. Good rush back and forth between both teams. Utah might be looking to challenge this one. I called the refs over. We'll see on replay here if they have a case. Although I'm not the one running the league, so that looks clean. So we'll see if Turney decides to challenge. He won't. He sees that one as clean, like it showed on the replay. There has no case. Decides to save his challenge for a rainy day. 14:09 left in the third. Winnipeg taking the 3-2 lead. Perfetti, his ninth. Oh, nice. It updated right as I was going to call it. Perfetti, his ninth of the season. Nemestikov and DeMello with the assists, their 14th and 9th, respectively. Center ice draw, one back by Utah, chipped into the Winnipeg zone. Both teams racing for it. It'll end up in the right corner. Keller finds Schmaltz in front. That shot goes wide. Kept in along the left side boards by Mata, it looks like. Pionk doing a great job behind his own net. He'll get this one over to Appleton and cleared up out of the zone. Niederreiter and Marino racing for it. It'll be tied up in the right side corner of the Utah zone. Kupari trying to fight this one free. Won't be able to on the first attempt. We push right back into the corner. Utah regain control from it. Out of their own zone. Dump back to Mata. Cutting in. He'll give it over to Keller. Kept in along the left side boards. Keller, quick shot. That one saved by Hellebuck. Cooley trying to push this one over to Schmaltz. Not quite able to. Keller racing in to help behind the net. It'll be bounced back to Kesselring. He'll move back to the right side point. Keller, quick throw over to the left side for Schmaltz. Pinned up along the boards. Can't do much with it. Winnipeg able to retrieve, and they'll clear. Kesselring back down at the red line. Forced to dump this one in right side. 12:53 left in the third now. Utah keeps it in at the left side point, throws a shot. That one hits a body and bounces right back down to the red line. We'll see on this. We'll see on the, I believe, the third attempt here on this rush if they can get anything going. Be dumped back behind the Winnipeg net. McBain fighting for it. He's got Fleury to try and push him off the puck. Not quite able to. Bukestad throws this one back to the point of shot. That goes wide. Kesselring fighting to keep it in. Not quite able to. Back down to the Utah blue line for Cole. He'll give this one up to Kesselring, but he'll let it bounce all the way into the Winnipeg end. Stanley with it. Chipped up into the Utah zone to prevent the icing. Cole grab it. 12:09 left in the third now. Utah back in their own zone looking for one. Shot sitting 22-16 in favor of Winnipeg. Kerfoot able to keep this one in the Winnipeg zone. Just for a second, though, looked for a centering pass, wasn't able to find it there. Chipped around, trying to get it to Hayton. Great play by Morrissey there to kind of spin around and prevent him from getting to that puck. We'll take a bounce in front. Hayton will get it on the second attempt here. Run around left side boards. Model keep it in at the point just barely, though. Ringing it deep. DeMello looking to clear. Won't be able to on the first attempt. He will on the second, though. Drop back for Scheifele. Scheifele cutting up the right side, trying to get that one over to Connor at the left side point. Not quite able to, but he'll put it in himself. Marino will get to it first, trying to find Mata. He'll get it to him on the second try. Utah at their own red line, or at the red line, not their own red line on that in that case. Dumped back behind the Winnipeg net. 11-11. Sandberg with it. Passes this one up. Chipped up into the Utah zone. DeSimone will get to it first. Trying to clear out left side. Keller will dump it back deep into the Utah zone. So they have a better chance of clearing it out here. DeSimone cutting up into the Winnipeg zone. Chipped up to Cooley. Will be tied up behind the Winnipeg net. Pionk trying to clear. Valimaki will keep it in just for a second. Schmaltz throws this one at the net. Bounces wide. Valimaki looking for the rebound. Won't find it. Pionk pushing him off the chance there. Pass right in the middle of the zone for Ehlers. Moving up with it. 2-on-2. Now a 3-on-2 for Winnipeg. Ehlers, great move there to keep the puck. He'll throw this one wide, but great effort by him. Perfetti looking to push this one back down the line. Not able to. Keller will grab it. He'll dump this one left side into the Winnipeg end. No icing. 10:20 left in the third. Ehlers, he'll dump it back behind his own net. Winnipeg in their own zone. Stanley circling, trying to clear this one out. Stolen away by Utah. Shot hits the iron. Has a shot there, but not able to put that one in. Tied up in the right side corner. Krause trying to keep this one in, but Winnipeg able to clear. Bukestad, the one on that last chance there. Just a great effort by him to grab that one, to pick off that pass in front. Has a perfect opportunity, clearly, and then just not able to put that one in. or McBain actually the one to pick off that pass and get it over to Bukestad. Looking at the replay again, picks that top left corner, just picks it a little too high, hitting the bar. 9:56 left in the third. Utah definitely firing at all cylinders here, much better than they have during certain parts of this game. See if they only need one to tie it up. Left side draw in the Winnipeg zone. They'll drop this one a second time. Hayton and Kupari on the draw. One back by Winnipeg. Here's Fleury circling his own net with it. Trying to chip this one down to the Utah end. Ingram will get to it first behind his own net, looking to push it out right side. Winnipeg will keep it in instead. Mata able to get this one back to Valimaki behind his own net. Chipped up to Kerfoot. Kerfoot cutting up the right side. Drops this one back to Hayton, cutting into the middle. Up to Kerfoot. Has the rebound chance there. Doan would have had an opportunity, but tied up there by DeMello, it looked like. Tied up in the left side corner. It'll take a bounce back. And Winnipeg up out of their own zone with it. Gustafson chips this right side into the Utah end. Racing for it. Ingram will get to it first. Quick little pass over on the right side corner. Gustafson, the only Winnipeg Jet in the zone there, so no pressure on him. 9:05 left in the third. Keller, pass across to Schmaltz, trying to push this one deep into the Winnipeg zone. Not quite able to. Utah will try on the second attempt here. Looking for a pass to Keller. That one goes wide. Sandberg able to retrieve it. Pass over to Pionk in his own zone. Up to Barron, cutting in left side. Great play by Marino there just to push him away from his skating lane there. Dump back for Cole as he holds this right in front of the Utah net. 8:35 left in the third now. Schmaltz at the red line. Cuts this one across to Cole, left side, trying to move in, not quite able to. Pressed off the puck there by Scheifele, cutting up the left side. Winnipeg throws this one at the net. That one goes wide. Utah looking to clear this one out. They will, but tied up right outside their own line. It's Scheifele with it. Gets this one across to Connor. Connor cutting up the right side. He'll double back instead. Back down to Fleury. Big shot right in the open lane there. Cleared out by Utah, but kept in the zone. Big shot. Scheifele. Big save by Ingram as he slides off just in time to keep this one out of the net and keep this a one-goal game. 8:05 left in the third. Winnipeg taking the 3-2 lead, but Ingram keeping this one a 3-2 lead for them. Utah fighting back with everything they have. 8 minutes left. We'll see if they can at least get one. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .05 left in the third. Winnipeg up 3-2. Looking at some of the stats during the break there, hits now sitting 22-10 in favor of Winnipeg. So Winnipeg doing a great job of, if nothing else, pushing Utah off the puck, which has definitely been evident when they've been in the zone. Just keeping them that outside when possible and doing a great job of just hitting them off the puck. It's as simple as that. Block shots now tied at 13-12 in favor of Utah. So Winnipeg now catching up in block shots, really giving everything they've got over these last few minutes. Utah not giving up yet. We'll see what happens. Left side draw in the Utah zone, one back by him. Pushing this one right corner, trying to chip it up to Stenlin. They will on the second attempt there. Moving in, shot on Hellebuck. That one saved. 7:55 left in the third now. Shot sitting 24-18 in favor of Winnipeg. Additionally, Winnipeg winning faceoffs by a good margin now, 28-19 in favor of faceoffs for them. Utah always does better when they're winning faceoffs, or at the bare minimum, keeping it even. So if you're Winnipeg in this situation, obviously you want to win the faceoffs to begin with, but just keeping Utah out of them is exactly what you need. Rush up here for Ehlers, all in alone, has the time of the world. Ingram, and that goes in. And a happy little jog from him as he heads back to the team. Just a complete miscommunication there by Utah. They win the draw back. Maselli kind of moves around, gets it back to Kesselring, but he misses the puck entirely. And then Ehlers just skirts by him up the right side boards. And all alone, has the entire zone to himself by the time he's at the dots. Ingram almost has that one, but at the end of the day, Ehlers puts this one up 2 goals for Winnipeg. Should be his goal and his goal alone. Ehlers his 15th of the season. Should be unassisted, but we'll see if the app decides to give it to anybody else. 7:44 left in the third now. Utah now needs a pair, and now more than ever needs to get things going. Especially after that, it was a sad play by Utah there. Kesselring just completely lets him fly up the right side, right past him. Doesn't have much control of the puck. Opening draw, one back by Winnipeg. I'll dump this in, looking for a quick one again. Not able to get that centering feed there. It'll end up behind the Utah net. Appleton trying to fight for it. It'll be tied up along the left side boards, and Utah's able to move it up and out. Trying to chip this one to Schmaltz along the right side boards. Instead, it'll be Morrissey that comes away with it. Drop back for DeMello, all the way up to Niederreiter, cutting in left side of the Utah zone now, deep with it. He'll ring this one around right side corner for Appleton. Push back down to Morrissey, left side, throws it in front through traffic, looking for a rebound, but Ingram finds enough of it for the save. Yeah, looking like that one will just be unassisted for Ehlers there, which it should be. No one else touched that, unless you want to give an assist to Kesselring there. 7:05 left in the third. Utah now down a pair. We'll see if they can come back or at least look decent in this last little bit here. Listening to Utah Winnipeg on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .705 left in the third. Winnipeg now up a pair off a Eller rush, just in all alone. Great goal by him. Be a draw in the Utah zone. Will be left side if we can get the playoff race picture off the screen. Utah currently sitting at 49 points while it's up here. Winnipeg currently sitting at 67. Utah at 49. Still a few back with the turtle race that is the Western playoff race. Left side draw in the Utah zone. This one tied up along the boards. Utah trying to regain control, but great job by Barron to keep this one in. will bounce over the net. Valimaki will get to it first in the right side corner. Drop back to DeSimone. Trying to clear this one. He'll take a bounce off Barron instead. Valimaki will get to it first. Great pressure by that fourth line from Winnipeg there on that rush, and they'll get it right back in the zone. Iafallo chips it into the right corner. DeSimone will get to it first. He'll drop this one back to Krause. Drop back again behind the Utah net for Valimaki. 6:29 left in the third now. Chips this one up to DeSimone again, up to Kerfoot, moving up right side into the Winnipeg zone. Chipping this one around the left side corner. Hayton racing for, but not able to hold that pass down. Tied up along the boards. Winnipeg able to come away with it. Great pressure by Kerfoot, though. He'll steal that pass away, but so will Connor as he puts this one into the Utah zone. Tied up along the left side boards and poked out of the zone by Utah, but picked up by Pionk. He'll ring this one around to the left side boards. Marino will grab it first, pushing this one to Mata right side corner. Or at least he'll try to. Pionk racing in to grab it, cutting in left side. He'll drop this one back. Now down to the point for Sandberg. Throws it in front, bounces wide, but it'll bounce off the back of the net, so no chance of a rebound in front. Marino cutting in. He'll get this one across. Drop back to Doan. Shot that goes wide. It'll bounce over to the left side, but Connor the one to grab it. Putting this one into the Utah zone left side, but poke checked out immediately by Utah. Morrissey back in his own zone. He'll give this one across. Chipped up by Winnipeg to prevent the icing. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Didn't even get to the red line. 5:15 left in the third now. Utah still needs a pair, and really they just need to get into the Winnipeg end. Bad center ice pass stolen away by Ehlers. Cutting back in. Finds Nemestikov at the right side. Drop back down to the right side point. Shot thrown in front. Both teams digging away at it. Utah able to grab it. Off Ingram has the initial save there, but not able to hold that one. Cooley trying to race up with it, but pressured off the puck. Winnipeg will grab it back in their own zone. Morrissey chipping this one up left side for Nemestikov. Dropped back along the left side boards for DeMello. Trying to get this one in front. Winnipeg circling the kind of left side point there. Shot thrown in front by Connor, but nothing there. Utah able to clear it out, but Winnipeg once again picks it up right in their own zone. 4.5 now left in the third. Morrissey looking to push this one in, looking to push this one around the boards. Let me try that again. Tries to push it around the boards, not quite able to. Utah will clear it. Krause fighting for the right side corner of the Winnipeg end. Winnipeg able to clear this one out. It'll bounce all the way back down to the Utah end. Mata will get to it first. Trying to push it out right side where nobody is, but stolen away by Winnipeg. Cutting in front. Nice deking moves, but in front, Ingram will make the save there. Kupari just, I think, it's too fancy with it or doesn't have enough space in front of the net there. Really, we couldn't just play the last 4 minutes without a commercial. Really. But Kupari, great effort there to cut that in from the right side boards and move into the front with it. No, there's not typically a post game. I can barely color commentate as it is. So I know there's another guy on here that does. Let me pull him up because I know he does post games, or at least he should. Let me throw this. Around 4 minutes remaining in the third. Utah needs a pair, and just they have not been able to get into the Winnipeg end. That defense doing a great job of keeping them out. and dumping it deep into the Utah zone, just preventing them from getting anything going. We'll see how long they wait to pull Ingram, especially down two, or even if they pull Ingram, because it seems every time they pull him, I believe they might still be the only team without an empty net or a 6-on-5 goal. Right side draw, one back by Winnipeg. Quick shot. Both teams digging away at it, looking for the rebound. Barely kept in there by Sandberg. We'll get this one up along the left side boards for Connor. Pressured off the puck, though. Utah up the other way. Here's Doan with it. Back to him. Right side poke checked away at the line. Can't do much with it. Winnipeg looking to clear, and they will. Shifley cuts this one in left side. Doesn't keep control of it, but doesn't matter. 3.5 left in the third now. Doan looking to push this one up wild, or up far up the ice. Not able to, as that one lightly poke checked away, pushed into the Utah zone just for a second. Marino in front of his own net with it as he waits for the change. You got to wonder with how well Winnipeg has been able to keep the puck in the Utah zone, if you even bother pulling Ingram in a situation like this. Utah still circling their own zone. Finally, they try and push it up, but immediately that one's stolen away by Winnipeg. Kessling able to pick it right back up and neutralize. Pushed in left corner. Schmaltz will get to it first. 2:52 left in the third, and it will be an empty net for Utah. Tied up in the left side corner. Both teams digging away at it. Utah with the extra attacker. Bounces back down to Marino in the slot. Over to Keller. He'll get this one along the left side boards. Back to Marino. Bit of a missed pass there. Morrissey looking to clear. Not quite able to. Great pressure by Anita Ryder, though, to force Utah to push this one right back in the zone quickly. Winnipeg able to clear this one into the Utah, or clear it out of their own zone, but they clear it up over the glass instead, so play blown dead. 2:20 left in the third now. Utah with the extra attacker. Shot sitting 28-19 in favor of Winnipeg, up a pair. Frankly, I don't expect Utah to come back. However, they have been playing better over these last few games, so they can finally get a 6-on-5 goal. That would be nice, especially down two. That's the bare minimum. But we'll see what happens. Stenlin on the draw, right side in the Winnipeg zone. Winnipeg skaters finally getting over there. It'll be Gustafsson to challenge. One back by Stenlin. Keller racing to grab the puck. He will, moving up the right side with it. Back down to the point for Marino. Great job by Ehlers to poke check that one away. Right at the line, though, so Utah will keep control, but back in their own zone. 2:05 left in the third now. Marino, he'll drop this one back for Schmaltz. Schmaltz forced to ring this one in around. Hellbuck looking to slow, not able to, but Pionk will get to it first in the left side corner. Hayton pressuring, Cooley trying to come in and help. Said poke checked away. Ehlers moving up with it, looking for the empty net. He'll give it to Perfetti, looking for the hat trick, and he'll find it. Off the empty net, and that is a hat trick for Cole Perfetti tonight. That should be the end of the game pretty much. I cannot see Utah scoring 3. They barely score 1. Regardless, congrats to Cole Perfetti on the hat trick tonight. Perfetti, his 10th of the season. Ehlers with the assist, his 28th of the season. So they take a minute to clean up all the hats here. 1:45 left in the third. Just a great effort by Winnipeg. Tied up in the corner. Perfetti kind of bounces it up, and Ehlers races to grab it first. He knows he has Perfetti on the rush with him, gives it over to him, and does not miss that goal. Shots now sitting 29-19, looking at the third specifically, 8-5. So about what I expected looking at the other periods, that first 10-5, second 11-9. So Winnipeg with offensive control most of the game. Not a shock that they have the lead in shots. If we can cut away from Perfetti on the bench and finish this game up, would be a miraculous comeback if Utah was to win. Don't get me wrong, but let's not kid ourselves. They're not. They played good at points, but I think that middle of the second, after that unlucky bounce, put the lead up for Winnipeg 2-1. That really just killed any momentum that Utah had, and it didn't really seem to recover until about 5 minutes left in the second, at which point Winnipeg had killed too much time off. Even only up 1 just took too much time for Utah to rebuild that spirit. Can we drop the puck, please? There we go. Finally, it's minute 45. They're up 3. Let's just end the game. Gustafson back in the left side corner of his own zone, looking to push it out. Not quite able to. Barron will instead. It'll be dumped back to the Utah blue line. Hayton with it. He'll give this one over to Schmaltz, it looked like. Utah trying to cut up with it, trying to get this one over to Bukestad, not quite able to. McBain not able to grab it either as they play as whistle blown dead there. Oh, they will call that one. We'll call that penalty. So for the hell of it, Utah on the power play with the minute 19 tripping call. And with the empty net still, so this will be a 6-on-4 opportunity. Let's see here. It'll be Barron to the box for Winnipeg for tripping. Didn't see on who, but don't matter at this point. Minute 19, maybe Utah can do it. Left side draw in the Winnipeg zone. Tied up at the dot. Schmaltz will push this one back down the left side point. Keller fakes a rip there, moves up the right side with it. Moves this one around into the corner for Doan. Back to Keller in the right side corner. Cooley now with it down to the right side point. Gets this one up to Kesselring. Pushes this one up the left side boards for Doan. Pass across to Cooley. Has time. Tries to find a tip from Keller. They're not able to get the wraparound he wants either. Back down to Cooley. 45 seconds now. Kesselring a snap. Goes wide. Winnipeg able to pick this one up, and they'll clear it all the way back down. Not an empty net anymore for Utah. Ingram in the net. Not sure when they did that because they were showing the other side of the ice. 30 seconds now. A minute 10 left in the power play. Cooley will drop this one back down along the left side boards. Gustafson able to steal it, moving this one up. Right side, trying to find a centering feed there. Great defensive play there by Utah to poke check that one away. Cooley racing up the other side. He's got Keller with him right side. Tries to find Schmaltz in front there. 6 seconds. Back down to Keller. Throws one at the net. That one goes wide. 2, and that will be the end of the game. Utah gets to keep 41 seconds in power play to use in the locker room later today. So Perfetti with the hat trick tonight seals the game for Winnipeg 5-2 as Utah's only ever allowed to win 3 games in a row, not 4. Although, granted, they played much better than they have during certain games, so it's good to see them move in the right direction at the very least. Next game for Utah will be on Sunday when they finish out this road trip in Ottawa. Then they'll be back home on Wednesday to face Pittsburgh. As for this, I have been Taryn Holmes. This has been Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. See you back here on Sunday for the end of this road trip. Have yourself a good rest of the night.